Hello and welcome. Today I want to talk about something which I find kind of interesting. In the last lesson, I showed you a run and I showed you three different ways of executing that run. And I was talking about the way the sound would change. Um, so we were talking about picking, legato, or combining these both. So today I'd like to take the whole thing a step further and show you a D minor arpeggio, and I'll show you four different ways of playing that arpeggio. Now, what I'm trying to point out here, if I think in technique, I don't think in technique as showing off. I think of technique as sound. I hear some notes in my head, and I also hear the way that I want them to be executed. So you'll understand in a second what I'm talking about. So we're taking a D minor arpeggio, which would consist of the notes D, F, and A. And normally when people think of arpeggios, they tend to sweep those. So I'm going to show you a two-octave sweeping arpeggio, or a two-octave sweep of this D minor arpeggio, which goes like this. Basically, what we have here is we start on the A string, we start on the 17th fret, and then I hammer on to the 20th fret, and then on the D and G strings, 19, 19, I kind of roll my third finger, and then 18th fret with my second finger on the B string, and 17th fret with my first finger on the high E string. And then I hit the 22nd fret, which would be the octave D. So we have two octaves, 1, 2. With an upstroke, I pull and I go, I descend. So the whole thing slowly down, hammer, down, 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 up, pull, up, 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 down. So that would be one way, a very common way of playing a D minor arpeggio. Now, another way would be adding a tap to that arpeggio, or combining the sweep with a tap. So I'm playing the same notes, and that's the key thing here. I'm not going to change the notes. I want to talk about this for 1 second. The difference between, for example, the guitar and a piano. If we have one note on the piano, it's just one key, and there's no doubt, no question, no arguing, it's that key. On the guitar, the whole thing is very different, because like to play a D, you have a lot of different positions on the guitar, which gives you a lot of fingering options. So I'm using the very same notes here, I'm just changing the fingering, okay? And this time, I do this. So in that case, I start on the 17th fret of the A string, but this time I start with my pinky. And then I go to the D string, 15th fret, second finger, first finger on the A string, on the A, on the G string on the 14th fret. Second finger again on the B string, 15th fret. 13th fret, first finger on the high E, and 17th fret on the high E. Probably just easier to watch it. And the way I do this is down, 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 up. And then I tap on the 22nd fret and there I get the second octave D. And now I pull and I hammer, and that's the way I descend. So the whole thing has a complete different sound. I hope you're able to hear this. And that would be version number 2. Now version number 3 would be a string skipping version. And the way I do this, I play it fast and I explain it slowly. Again, I'm keeping the notes the same, exactly the same notes. This time, I'm still starting on the 17th fret of the A string, and then I go with my first finger to the 15th fret of the D string, and I hammer on the 19th fret of the D string. So there you have a triad. Now what I'm doing now is I'm skipping the G string. So instead of playing the D here, I'm going straight to the B string, and I play on the 15th fret, and I hammer on. That's a fairly big stretch here. We have 15, 18, and 22. And then I bar with my 4th finger on the 22nd fret to the high E. Picking wise, I start with a downstroke, do another downstroke, and then I hammer on. And then another downstroke after the skip, hammer, hammer, and now I do up on the high E, up, down, pull, pull, down, pull, down. Or if you want, you can use a hammer on here. So now we have this, this, and this, and I hope you're realizing by now that it's the same notes every time, but 3 very different ways this lick sounds. Now the 4th and last version would be string skipping combined with tapping. This would sound like this. So in this case, I have a fairly big stretch. I start on the D string, 12th fret, and I play a D minor triad right there, 12, 15, 19, down, hammer, hammer, and then I skip 2 strings. I jump right to the 10th fret of the 1st string, and I hammer on 13 and 17. Right there you have 2 octave triad. And now I tap 22nd fret again to get my 2nd octave D. And I just go back down using pull-offs and hammer-ons. And that would be the lick or the lesson of today.